Either we are there or not, ITSP Magazine still gets the best stories. There are plenty of conferences and all sorts of events that spark our curiosity and allow us to start conversations with some of the world's brightest minds. In person or virtually, we sit down with them at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Together, we discover what the synergy of these three elements means for the future of humanity. Knowledge is power, now more than ever. CrowdSec, the collaborative and open source cybersecurity solution. Analyze behaviors, respond to attacks, and share signals across the community for free. Let's make the internet safer together. Learn more at crowdsec.net.
EdgeScan offers continuous vulnerability intelligence as a service, accurately identifying vulnerabilities and exposures across the full stack. All threats are verified by cybersecurity experts, providing exploitable risk and remediation guidance, virtually false positive free. Learn more at edgescan.com.
Pantera, the leader in automation security validation, allows organizations to continuously test the integrity of all cybersecurity layers by emulating real-world attacks at scale to pinpoint the exploitable vulnerabilities and prioritize remediation towards business impact. Learn more at www.pantera.io.
Marco,
Sean,
I have a package for you.
another one?
Another package.
That's right. Didn't you just try to sell me that on another village conversation like half hour ago? Okay.
Well, that was the AppSec village, and I sent you an API with
yes,
Halo.
Which I open and no problem.
This one's a little more overt. I'm actually wearing a nice delivery person uniform, and it has a name of a company that you recognize.
So you want my password? That's the.
No, I just want to be let into the building. You're gonna let me do that.
Just login and password, okay, and the keys. Fine, fine. Because you could do a physical or a virtual attack. So, but how would you do that? What kind of magic?
I have no idea. I pretend to know what I'm talking about, but I don't.
It's called social engineering. That's what it's called. You should know by now, Sean.
I should know by now.
Come on.
I know. But thankfully, we have somebody who does know, who is running I'm sure with many others, running the social engineering village at DEF CON this year. And if you haven't been, this is the first time chatting with somebody from the social engineering village for our chats on the road to Hacker Summer Camp. But I've been in there, and it's an experience, how that all works, and they do it live. It's real live social engineering, and it's pretty special. So I'm thrilled to have Snow on to give us an update on what's going on, what's planned for this year's social engineering village. Snow, thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and even if it's the first time we do a chat on the road for the social engineering village, it's not the first time we chat with Snow. It was fun. It was a while back, so very, very excited to
also in Vegas.
Here. Also,
yeah,
right.
We go way back.
We go way back, way back. But let's do that. Snow, a few words about you for the few people that don't know who you are, and then walk us back quickly in the history of the social engineering village and where we're up now.
Perfect. All right. So my name is Stephanie Carruthers. My hacker handle is Snow. I am the chief people hacker on the IBM X-Force Red team. So day to day, I actually get to do social engineering assessments and lead a team of other social engineers. So absolutely love my job. I have been doing this type of work for several years now. Now, I actually got my start doing social engineering by attending the social engineering village at DEF CON and competing in the competition. So it's almost been 10 years since I won the black badge for that competition. And this year I'm so excited to be the co-founder and work with this large, amazing team to put on the new social engineering community. So something a lot of people don't know, and I'm really excited about, is this is actually our first year, which might confuse you, right? Everyone's heard of the Social Engineering Village. It's been around forever. However, the past organizer is no longer running it. And this is a brand new year for us. So we're excited to come in. We did some updates to the name. So instead of Social Engineering Village, we're actually the Social Engineering Community, but still a village within DEF CON. But the whole idea of the community aspect is we wanted to make sure we were able to bring in tons of different people from the information security community who are excited about social engineering, who can help teach people, foster, that creativity, and really advance the craft. So very, very excited for this brand new start. So it's really fun going from not being an InfoSec to wandering into DEF CON, seeing this village, falling in love with this craft. And then now today I'm really excited that I'm able to co-found it with JC, my husband, along with a huge team of volunteers and staff who are tremendous, and we could not do it without any of them.
I love it, and I'm so excited for both of you, and congratulations on that. And I love the word community, because and as maybe I'll have you describe in much more detail what social engineering is for those who may not know. In my simple words, it's abusing trust. Yeah. And so the idea of community to me says you're all there to understand what it means to abuse trust, but you need to be able to trust each other, and I think that's a huge part of the community aspect there. So maybe a quick word on what is social engineering?
Yeah, so
just that.
Yeah, social engineering is using influence techniques to convince a person or group of people to do something that they typically wouldn't do, and that's normally expressed through phone calls, so phishing, which is voice phishing, email phishing, or even in person or on site. So it's typically, I like to categorize it in remote social engineering or in-person social engineering. So our village is able to capture some competitions and some learning events around social engineering.
So Sean kind of mentioned when we were there, you guys do stuff live. So you actually do this call, this vision.
Yes.
And it's like you said, it's incredible the fact that you're really showing. I'm gonna say how easy it is, but with air quotes, because I know it's not easy at all. I mean, what you do is incredible. And tell me, what can people expect when they come to this village/community this year that is different maybe from if they've been before?
Yeah, so we have a good handful of similarities and some new stuff. So let's first talk about that vishing competition. That is, I would say, the flagship event. That's the one everyone's excited to see. So we actually have our contestants already chosen, and they might be a solo competitor or a team. We gave them the option if they want to work with teams. And how it works is they are given a target company. We do have a theme this year. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I'm sure you'll find out very soon. So they're all given a target company and a list of objectives. So what they do is they research, they go out and perform open source intelligence or OSINT gathering on their target company and try to find as much information as possible. So they document all these objectives they found, and then they go on and they create what we call a vishing plan. So that's where we actually see what are they planning to do, because we want to make sure they're following our code of ethics, which is new for us. It's extremely important, as you can imagine, with social engineering. People can definitely get more into the gray area or even, possibly some illegal pretext. So what we're doing is we're making sure everyone follows our code of ethics. It stays, in that realm that we feel comfortable with and approve. So they put together all this information, and once they show up on site, which is pretty soon here, they actually are given a time slot where they go into our soundproof booth and they make live phone calls in front of the audience and try to elicit these certain objectives gets real employees over the phone in front of people. It is such a spectator short. And I have a couple things that we're doing different this year that I'm really excited about. One of them is we're allowing our contestants to get in character, so they can dress up and they could earn a bonus points. So let's say they were impersonating a delivery person. We're expecting them to show up in a uniform, maybe have a clipboard, even a box. So things like that, I'm really hoping captures the spirit of social engineering, and it's really exciting for the audience to see that. So that's pretty much the competition in the nutshell. We actually have one more thing I just thought of that we added this year, and that's going back to the whole community aspect, right? Because we want to help people. We want to make sure that they're learning from this experience, especially if it's someone new to the field doing this competition. And we have added coaches. So as they're going through and doing all this work, they have the opportunity to meet with 4 different coaches several times. And those coaches really help them refine their pretext. Maybe they work through some simulated calls with them, and just offer advice. We really want to make sure everyone's set up for success. And that's just something that I'm super proud that we're able to offer this year.
So talking about success, and you talk about code of ethics as well. What drives the community to, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, how do people learn? So clearly you can learn from somebody actually doing the vishing, right? See how they interact. For people that don't know, that the sound of the call, the other person on the other side of the line is also presented to the audience outside the booth, right? So that's one way, but something like a physical social engineering, how does the community come together and learn about that? Are there talks, workshops, documents? What's involved there?
Great question. So we don't necessarily have a competition or anything dedicated to physical security. However, we do have our panels and presentations that happen in the evenings. So Fridays and Saturdays, starting at 4:30, we have a variety of talks and a couple of panels that are really exciting. So absolutely check those out. We have 2 panels that I'm super excited about. The first one is how to become a social engineer. How do you do this professionally? Because that is the number one question that people ask me. So I'm so excited to be joined by a handful of others. I'm going to be moderating it. So we have Sherrod, who works at Proofpoint. She is fantastic. She has led red teams, and she now works with people who are defending against social engineers. And then we have Kritika, who is a social engineer and pen tester. And then we have Anshul, who is actually an educator with a focus on social engineering. So she is a professor. So really excited to get these 3 amazing people's backgrounds and their opinions, because again, people come in all the time and ask us, how do I do this for a living? And we have built a panel around it. We have another panel all about the ethics and laws when related to social engineering, because that's another question that gets brought up a lot, is this legal, right? Can you do this? And so we're really excited. We have a lawyer, and then we have some amazing people who are in the industry as well, who have different opinions on the ethics. So I think it's going to play out pretty good, and I provide a lot of information, especially to folks who are new to the field and want to learn more about social engineering.
Yeah. Well, I remember our conversation and other that I have with other social engineers, and I just cannot think a better way to really explain that hacking and, defending, attacking, blue team, red team, and all of that is really fundamentally a human thing, right? And yeah, you need the tool, but it's not that the technology is going to be the main character of the show. I mean, I know that many of the people that do this job, they have the most different background. I think you're one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so I would love to hear maybe a little bit about the diversity and how you invite people to become part of this industry, of this community.
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of makes me think of some of the people who we had that submitted applications to be a competitor, right? It's not your everyday pen tester, red teamer, someone who's been in this industry. It's people in sales and marketing who make the best social engineers. They know how to speak to people, to get them to click links, to buy things, right? They know those influence techniques, and those are two industries outside of InfoSec that honestly have the best people with this mindset. I came from a background of sales and special effects makeup, right? That's not what you think of when you think of a hacker, but it absolutely relates to what I do, and I'm able to utilize it all the time in the assessments I do. And I think that's one of the things that makes this village so popular, is because if someone's new and they don't maybe have that technical expertise, it's something that they can still relate to, they can see, right? Everyone can understand this village. There's something about it that's, honestly, to me, it's magical. But one of the things that's interesting with social engineering is, it works, right? If you look at data breaches, it's always at the top of, the entry points. However, tactics haven't changed much over the years. There's not a lot of innovation in the space, really because it hasn't needed to. But that's one of the things that's really important to JC and myself, is how do we, we push those boundaries? What can we learn? What's new? And it's really hard in this field. So we actually have a whole component in the village this year dedicated to research, where we allow people to come up with some type of hypothesis that they want to test. Maybe it's a different type of influence technique. Maybe it's something gender-based, right? If a female's calling a female, is that easier? Just different types of research. And we actually allow them to put together this whole package. They work with Anshul, who has a huge background research and an amazing professor. And they are actually given time to get in the call booth and place real calls to test out that research. And I am so excited about that, because it's something that, this field doesn't do. So just anything that we can do to further our craft and to learn more is really, really exciting to us.
It reminds me of the show What Would You Do? I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Where the scenario is presented to somebody typically in a public setting, and they're tested to see how they'll respond. Will they be bold? Will they turn inward? Will they be helpful? Will they be negative? It's super interesting. So I can see how fun that would be as part of that. So clearly, a lot of people coming to learn how to do social engineering, whatever doing is. What about the defending? Because we're not talking about a machine that can't think for itself,
right.
and probably doesn't, other than the person who programmed the machine, doesn't have much bias. It's told, you run this application and that's what you do. People are different, right? We all think differently. We have different trust levels, different experiences in life that make us respond in certain ways when we're being fished or vished or whatever. So what about the defense part of this is in the village, the community?
That's a fantastic question. So that's something that we're planning on kind of doing a debrief after every single call that's placed. We're going to have the contestant come up, and we have 3 judges this year, Rachel Toback, myself, and Chris Kirsch. And so one of the questions that I'm going to ask to the audience is, okay, you're a defender, you work at this organization. What are things that, we could have trained our people differently? Try to foster a discussion around the defense. We really don't want to put these target companies in a bad light, right? Everyone has these risks. It all depends on how much, training the person gets that answers the call, right? All these things. But we want to make sure that we are also talking about how to defend against it. It's extremely important. We actually have, I believe, a presentation or two that kind of go over a little bit more of the defense part of social engineering. So that's definitely something that we're looking into. And we also want to incorporate more in the future, right? We don't want this to necessarily be so offensive focused. We want everyone to learn from it. That's why we're excited to ask these questions and involve the audience, right? If you're there, like, I want you talking. I want to hear your opinion. It's not necessarily everything is a spectator sport. I want to hear voices. I want to learn things, right?
Yeah. And I want to underline that because if there are people listening to this podcast or even others about the village and they're not really in the cybersecurity community, they need to understand that this is not, we do it for a reason, which is to defend.
Right.
Like even when you hear like red team, blue team, it's like, think like an attacker so that you can train the companies, the individual to defend themselves. So very, very important. As we close, I was scrolling through the social engineering community website, which of course will put all the links to it in the show notes, and I saw a youth challenge.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that one?
I can. I've never wanted to participate in a youth event more. I am so excited for this one. So we have Mandy and Kyle who are running this. Mandy's actually a school teacher who develops curriculum. So the best person I could think of to start this challenge. So this year, our theme for the kids is heroes versus villains. And what they are is they're able to choose which side they want to work with. And they're given a list of different objectives to go and complete. Think of it like a choose your own adventure style competition. So they have a list of all these things and they get points for it. And we're actually working with a handful of other villages, I think about 10, right? Because it's important for us, again, going back to that community aspect, if you're showing up in our village, we don't want you staying in our village the whole time. Go explore DEF CON, go explore the other villages. So we were able to work with a good handful of them. So the kids can go and learn things, not just at our village. So they could go and learn about car hacking, right? We have tons of different villages we're working with. And then at the end, whoever is the superhuman, whether it's from the villains or hero side, gets a pretty cool prize. So really, really excited about this one and to get kids involved in information security so they can learn just a number of things at DEF CON. Again, I wish when I first went to DEF CON, I had something like this. It's like a path to kind of learn a bunch of different things from other villages. So super exciting stuff.
And I remember, I don't know if you were there, Marco, one of our good friends from the Blue Team Village, his daughter was trying to social engineer me.
No, I would love to say that.
I was trying to learn about me without letting me know who she was.
She was practicing. Good, very good.
She was practicing.
She's hired.
Exactly. Yes, super cool. So that the youth, they're the future. So I'm excited to hear that program is there.
Yeah.
And I just want to say as we close here, Snow, because as a Black Badge winner, you get a free pass every year, right?
I do, yeah. Pretty exciting.
So presumably you could just go and enjoy yourself. But
I can and I have, yes.
But instead, you are doing this. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because this is a lot of work. And to pull something like this together with you and your husband and the rest of the crew and the volunteers and everybody and the sponsors, it's a lot and it's important. And I want to thank you for bringing this community together with some fresh new experiences, and I'm excited for this, and I want to thank you for all that you're doing.
You know, Sean, Snow would have get free anyway. She was social engineering herself, so
that too.
That too.
It is my pleasure. JC and I are so excited to do this. We just the opportunity to give back means the world to us.
Yeah.
Yep. And to everybody there as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us and giving us an update. And hopefully you get to meet loads of new people in the community. And for everybody listening to this Chats on the Road to Hacker Summer Camp, we're going to include links to the schedule and the youth challenge and
the stream. We'll connect with them. The live streaming.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll connect.
Stay tuned.
So stay tuned for that and all the other chats on the road to DEF CON, keynote speakers and villages and all the fun stuff. So thanks everybody for listening. Thanks Snow for sharing. Thanks Marco for accepting the package.
For nothing.
Pantera, the leader in automation security validation, allows organizations to continuously test the integrity of all cybersecurity layers by emulating real-world attacks at scale to pinpoint the exploitable vulnerabilities and prioritize remediation towards business impact. Learn more at www.pentera.io.
EdgeScan offers continuous vulnerability intelligence as a service, accurately identifying vulnerabilities and exposures across the full stack. All threats are verified by cybersecurity experts, providing exploitable risk and remediation guidance, virtually false positive free. Learn more at edgescan.com.
CrowdSec, the collaborative and open source cybersecurity solution. Analyze behaviors, respond to attacks, and share signals across the community for free. Let's make the internet safer together. Learn more at crowdsec.net. We hope you enjoyed this episode of our on-location conversation. If you learned something new and this podcast made you think, then share itspmagazine.com with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to associate your brand with our conversations, sponsor one or more of our podcast channels. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our journey. You can always find us at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society.